Hello, everyone, and welcome to Unscripted. There's something about this space that pulls people in, the promise of freedom, the pace, the possibility. But for some, it becomes something much deeper. Not just an opportunity, but a calling, a place where experience meets reinvention, where resilience meets purpose, and where the people who lived life on every level begin to see things others don't. Tonight's conversation is about that kind of journey. It's about someone who didn't just enter this space, but brought a lifetime of wisdom with her. Someone who understood money long before crypto, but chose to evolve with it. Who saw beyond the noise, beyond the skepticism, and stepped into a future that many were still trying to understand. This is someone who knows what it means to build, to lose, to learn, and to rise again with more clarity than before. Someone who turned knowledge into empowerment, not just for herself, but for an entire community watching her move. She represents a different kind of voice in this space, one rooted in experience, in family, and legacy. A reminder that it's never too late to learn something new, to step into something unfamiliar, and to create impact in places people didn't expect you to. From traditional finance to becoming a trusted voice in crypto, to showing others, especially women and families, that they too can understand and appreciate in this space. Her journey is about more than markets. It's about access, education, and transformation. This is about breaking barriers, shifting mindsets, and walking boldly into new chapters without losing who you are. Tonight, we sit down with someone who is redefining what it looks like to show up in crypto, not just as an investor, but as a leader, an educator, and a force for community. This is a conversation with the one and only Brenda Gentry, aka Miss Crypto Mom.
Yay! You know what?
Yay!
Your
Brenda,
introduction is so kind and so humbling. I was so taken aback. Thank you.
Brenda, I think it is very well deserved, especially
Definitely.
because you've done so much. And for the people that don't know you, it's you are a bright light. You are such a shiny person. It's like you've gone through so much in your life. If you one day you're able to give your story, your testimony, and you still continue to laugh, smile through it all. I
You've
mean,
been there right there with me. Part of my testimony has you in it because you saw me when I was really down with sickness, I remember. And you helped me pull through.
I think we helped each other. We There was a time that where we truly needed each other, and those are the moments that people don't see. People
Mm-mm.
see the moments where you're already out there, you're
Yes.
shining, you're well known, you've done so much, but they don't see the struggles. And I think this is important. Why I do the show that I do is to show people the journey that it took to get there. And I do believe that every great story has to have something great to tell. And that's why we go through adversities, have to overcome challenges. But I mean, your story is amazing because there was a point, Brenda, where, we were working in the banking industry. And oh
Oh,
my gosh, I don't know if you were going to survive.
we were teammates in that space where there's so much. It's a stress level was so high,
Hmm.
and I don't think people know that when they are getting the keys to their home, what it takes to even get there. Their deadlines. You're trying to also be at the top of your game. We're looking at the company bonus is at play, so you're like, okay, I want to get a good bonus, and I'm not selling for no 3%. So if I have to rush these files, and if I have to call Leslie 5 times in 10 minutes, Leslie, help me with help me with that. What's going on? Why is so and so's file not ready? I
I
remember,
was like, Brenda.
and you moved up to manager, and I was so proud of you. So well pleased, well pleased.
Brenda, I think that job role, that company that you and I work for, I think that tested our friendship.
It
And I
showed.
remember it tested our friendship. And I think after that, I don't know what happened, something clicked. And I think that you and I respected each other a lot more.
We
And that's
solidified our friendship. Yes.
hmm. But I mean, I don't know if you want to tell people at what point that it tested our friendship to the point where I don't know if you were gonna slide down that conference table and choke me.
I was go- Let me just say this. I was not saved. Okay. First of all, disclaimer.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
15 years later, we can laugh about it, right?
Yes, absolutely. I
Disclaimer.
think
Go ahead.
disclaimer, we were at that point, okay, you saying we were not saved.
We were not saved. I was not
We
born again.
we were not
If I
trying to
was, I
walk
was
down with
backslidden.
Jesus. We were firecrackers at that point, Brenda. Do you
We were.
remember?
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. We were firecrackers. And we're both humorous people. So when we are serious, people think it's still fun and games. And I'm like, no, it's not fun and games. This is like, we gotta get this done. Okay. My bonus
Yeah.
is at stake. Okay.
I
So
think we freaked out everybody at that point, but that was
we
the
did. And you know
redefining moment.
the funny thing is at the end of the day, we were calling each other.
Okay, what do you want to eat for lunch? And we were going to lunch. It
And
was
everybody else was like, oh, okay, what happened there after that
nothing
meeting?
happened.
But
But
yeah,
Gendra,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say your personality was very welcoming when we first got there. Remember, see, I think I have something like when I first got on, you were already with the bank, right?
Hmm.
So you had a lot more experience than I did with that environment. And I just thought everybody was so uppity when we got on, but you are the only one that would come and check and say, hey, how's the new people doing? Hey, what can I help you all with? Your personality was very welcoming, and that's what I loved about your spirit. You have a very, very warm and welcoming spirit, and that's amazing.
I love you for that. But Brenda, remember, this show is not about me today. It's
It's
about
not, I thought it
you.
was. I thought it was about us.
It's about us. No,
Yeah.
girl, it's about you. Because I
Okay.
want people to know a little bit more about you, learn about you. Well, the ones that don't know, especially like my audience and what I've been building. And I am so grateful and gracious that you said yes, because I know you're very busy out there and you're doing big things, girl.
Thank
We
you.
always said, it's like you were destined to do great, big things, and you always claimed it.
In
And,
Jesus' name.
that's one of the things that I always loved about you, that you were not shy or embarrassed about what you believed in and the faith that you had. And you always claimed it, I'm destined for great things. I'm going to do something great. And sometimes we need a little bit of that faith in this space. And, what it took for you to walk away from what you had. Now, when you look back, at the moment when you walked away from the stability, because that was a great company that we both walked away from.
100%.
Yeah. So, what did that version of you have to believe about yourself that you didn't fully feel yet when you walked away?
Well, the stability was so comfortable. And I know in order for me to leave my kingdom assignment, sometimes
Hmm.
comfort is not always going to get it done, right? So when COVID hit, I finally realized that I just want to get back into entrepreneurship. I was
Yeah.
that's what I was before the bank, right? I was in entrepreneurship and I won a small business award. and I was like, the state of Kansas recognized my company, and that part I missed. I missed being out there in the community. I missed being an entrepreneur, and I was like, you know what? At the bank, I feel like I've gone as far as I want to go in the time frame that I've been there. So I was very comfortable when the girls said, let's do this full time, because it's so much more enjoyable. Imagine waking up to do something you love to do, and you don't have to feel like it's a chore. That's what was, to me, so fulfilling. It was so fulfilling. It was, and unless, I mean, you probably were looking in at around 2020, but you jumped into in 2022 or 3, and you found out how this thing was just so captivating,
But
you know?
I jumped in because of you.
Yeah. Girl, I was all over. I was like, you know what? After the bank, first of all, they did not even know that what I was gonna do. I was just like, I'm retiring. I'm retiring. And they're like, okay, well, she's been saying it for so long, so she probably is gonna like, what is she doing? I was like, I'm just gonna do consulting. I'm just gonna be consulting, right? So when I actually got my first consulting gig, and that went viral, that this it sold out, that NFT, and then CNBC called, and then NBC called, and then they started calling, and I'm like, I didn't even know you all gonna ask me where my former work was. Like, I didn't know I was gonna bring my bank into the picture, but my
Yeah.
bank was in the picture. Now everybody at the bank knew, okay, this chick is doing, not this chick, this girl. I'm
This
so
crypto mom.
this lady has left the bank and she's doing bigger things, and we want to know what she's doing. So it was all like, I was living in the moment. I was really enjoying the I think it was more so not being held down to by a 9 to 5, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
A 9 to 5, very, very, very stressful job, because it was extremely stressful, especially with the type of, you know, members that we had to deal with,
Yes.
and the importance of it. But okay, so walk me back again. So you got into crypto, you invested, and then all of a sudden, okay, so how did it come about that you started appearing all over the news? Because that's where, when I knew, I think I had left the bank. I don't know if I had left the bank right before you to work with another company or right after you, but I actually found out that you had left the bank and that you were in crypto because I saw you in the news. And I was like, wait,
Okay.
what the fudge?
Yeah, a lot of, so what happened was, remember, in 2018, Cynthia had gone to UT, and she was doing computer engineering, right? So when she
Yes.
was doing computer engineering, she didn't like it. So she moved over to computer science, and in that computer science, during that tenure, she met people who are doing blockchain, who are like studying, talking about blockchain and crypto. 1 second, Leslie, I gotta turn off this blind. I don't like the light coming in.
Oh, that light. Let
Yeah,
the light shine
yeah,
upon you, girl.
yeah. It's much okay, much better. So when Cynthia was telling me, Mom, you need to check into blockchain, it's really gonna take your career in the next 5 years. You're not really gonna be having, I mean, banks are gonna go digital. I was like, oh girl, that's all talk. I said, let me look at it. Let me go look at it. Let me do a deep dive. That when I started, it was just, I was soaking in a lot of good stuff. I'm like, wow, blockchain is the foundation on which crypto is built. So I don't have to really focus on the crypto, because Leslie, when we were doing those certifications at work every year,
Mhm.
they told us crypto is illicit, it's used for money laundering, it's not recommended, da 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 da. Mind you, I wanted to buy Bitcoin in 2017. I knew about Bitcoin in 2010.
Brenda, do you remember? I remember a few of us actually, we found out about Bitcoin and it was in the bank. And I remember we were talking about it and I didn't go in because somebody very close to me at the time told me not to. And it's the first time that I ever listened. I don't remember why the rest of you guys didn't go in, but I remember we were talking about it and
Yes. We were
here we
talking
are.
about it and we knew about it, right? So I got home and I started trying to figure out how to get it. And then I figured it out. But then I went on Reddit and I shouldn't have gone on Reddit. Reddit, everybody was like, well, there's no way to sell it. Like, how you gonna sell it? Like, you just gonna buy it? And I always think about an exit strategy when I have an investment. I'm like, okay, so what's my exit strategy? So I didn't have an exit strategy. I didn't know what it was gonna be. So I was like, I'ma just, Simba's like, buy, just put $300. And that time, girl, it was like probably what, maybe $20. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy anything I don't know how to sell. And that was until 2020 is the next time I bought. But then it had gone to $3,000.
You're like, okay, what the heck? Okay, so
Yes.
then how did it? Okay, so you bought it, and then where was the
And then,
defining moment that you started appearing all over
oh yeah,
social
yeah, yeah,
media?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't answer that. Okay, so it happened that I got on Twitter. And when I did, at that time in 2020, most people talking about crypto, especially Bitcoin, they were all Caucasian or male. It was not any women talking about crypto, right? So, and
Mhm.
if they did, they were avatars. And I was like, I am not going to have an avatar. I'm just going to be my face. I'm going to show my face and then I'm going to start retweeting things about Bitcoin, right? And then I'm studying and the grounds are trading and DeFi summer was it was a big deal in 2020, especially around August. So I'm over here giving my take and I'm like, I think this token might do well, this token might not do well. I'm just giving my take. And then towards the end of the year, I just see people start following me. So when I go in the Telegram, these guys are like, oh, that's Cryptomom. I was like, because the girls were like, Mom, you're a mom and you're into crypto, and let's just use that name, right? And then I say, okay, Cryptomom. So I would go to Telegrams and people would know me from Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So, excuse me. 1 second. Yeah, so people would know me from X, right? And Cynthia would tell me, Mom, don't tell people you got you're our mom. And I would go in and I was like, oh, my girls are in here. It was like, we have a real mom here. And crypto guys, they just be cussing, they just be doing their own stuff, right? And I'll be like, no, we're not gonna have that kind of language in here. You guys know there's a mom in here. Are you a real mom? I'm like, yes, I'm a real mom. You got your kids in here. I said, my kids are grown your age. And I know a lot of you are in your 20s. Yes, my kids are in my 20s. So you all better clean up your act. So every telegram, they would find out, okay, this is it's crypto mom, just no casting, no whatever, no acting up. And then one of the communities made me like the lead of the community. So he started inviting us to his events, right? And when he started inviting us to his events, I would take Cynthia with me because Cynthia she's a natural orator. She just is born to she can speak on
Mhm.
TEDx without even practicing. So I would
Yeah.
bring her, and then that's how we took off. The next thing I know, I made a tweet, and some news people, they retweeted it, and it went viral. And then she asked for an interview. So that's what there was and that lady, I looked a few years later, she left. It's just a moment. It was just a moment. Because when I went back to look, she had left and she was not She was not the media person for crypto. She had been moved to a totally different division. So she was like she was doing something like to do with maybe weather or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh, you went from one thing to another. So maybe the crypto guys gave her a hard time. I don't know.
It's not
But
easy in the streets of crypto. You already know how it is in this space.
yeah. So that's how it started. And when that moment came, girl, I went to in 2021. So we having Bitcoin Vegas, right? And they tell me, Crypto Mom, do you want to be at the event and help the speakers get on stage? I mean, like walk the speakers on stage, and then we introduce them and stuff. So that was that time. I said, yeah, that's an easy job. I can do that. They were like, we're not paying. It's just, I was like, it's free. I was like, okay, cool. I said, okay, so if it's free, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make sure every person I walk on stage, you follow me on X. That's only that's how I then my profile started growing. And as you know, right now it's suspended, and I'm not even losing sleep about it because I'm like, y'all will do what you got to do when the time comes. So I'm not. It was just some silly shenanigans that I'm not even trying to get involved with. So
It was
yeah,
a ridiculous pettiness, and it
it was.
happens in this space a
It
lot.
was
And
it was so petty.
I think humans can be evil, especially in the crypto space.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
But
Brenda,
yeah,
you
so that's what happened, Les. And then it just things just went from 0 to 100, and speaking engagements. So God has been really faithful. God is so faithful. That's all credit to God. Jesus.
absolutely always
Yes.
I always say the only thing constant and consistent is God, Jesus
The love
Christ.
of our Father. Yes, His love.
Yes,
Yes, unconditional.
absolutely. Even when we don't feel like talking to him, he's right there, right,
He's
Brenda?
right there. Even when our
Yes.
days are going however they want to go, we just like, you can always, look back and say, and he's there. He's there.
Brought you through a lot, brought us through a lot.
Oh yes, yes. And I'm telling you, I was so I like I told you, I had a dream that you were doing media way before you were doing media. Did I tell you, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, Leslie, you were interviewing. You were no, there was yeah, it was a line of people that I wanted to whatever was going to do the interview. And my daughters were like, Mom, just let Leslie do the interview because she's right. Like we know her. And I was like, I wasn't even. I didn't even like at that point. I was like, I don't even know if I want to do, if I want to do any interview. But because I think I'd gone through a season, and that's the season that I've been in, just getting out. I'd gone through that season where you're like, and now I'm gonna get into preaching, where
Girl,
you're like
this is why the show's called Unscripted.
so you know how Joseph had this dream.
Mhm.
Joseph got the dream, and he tells his brothers, and then next thing he knows, he's in a dungeon, and then he's in prison for 7 years. So if God gives you a dream and then you go through that season, you're like, okay, God, you gave me a dream, right? But I'm not there where I'm right now in this prison for 7 years, and I'm wondering, like, but Joseph didn't question. He did. The Bible doesn't tell us that he even questioned the fact that he was there. He just told he just told whoever was what he relayed the dream to, or he interpreted the dream to, if you get out, think about me, remember me. And that guy didn't even remember him. So it was 2 years
Mhm.
later that God had someone dream to where he was remembered. So we go through those seasons for a reason, because had Joseph not gone to the prison, he would not have forgiven his brothers, and he would not have saved the nation of Israel. And the whole nation, the 12 tribes of Israel, would probably not even be in existence today. So every journey in life is because you're going to get elevated. And and so I know for a fact that this season that started this year is way bigger than any season I've been in. And I mean all the glory to God.
Amen to that. Amen. Brenda,
Yes.
let's get into family,
Okay.
legacy,
Yes.
responsibility. Because when you decided to take that leap and jump into this space, and not be shackled to a 9 to 5, you
Hmm.
didn't just step into this space alone. You brought your whole family with you. What did that responsibility feel like? And did you ever get any pushback, and how did you work through that?
So my family have always been tech curious. They're very tech curious. My mom at 68, she will, if she can't figure out a wallet, she's gonna find a way for one of her grandkids to show her Coinbase or one of those. So they were gonna do it anyway, and I didn't want them to get scammed, right? You know how
Mhm.
if all the people they're stuck in their ways and they're like, okay, I want to do this,
Yeah.
so so let me know, either are you going to show me or you going to have me figure it out. I say, okay, I don't want you to lose money, okay, so I will walk you through. So we literally had one weekend where everybody in the family got together, everybody got their downloaded their wallets, everybody got their phrases, everybody wrote them down, so it was like I was teaching a class, and they enjoyed it, they really enjoyed it. So obviously they have their regular day jobs, but and they were like, okay, so if this trading thing really picks up, then I can leave my regular job. As you know, the market didn't really go the way we thought it would, because we haven't had a DeFi summer or another DeFi moment like we had back in 2020. I think it was 3. Yeah, it was 3.
Mhm.
Those 3. So at least they know. So next time the market decides to do better, they can all just get back right where they left off. But no, there's not too much trading going on. But they know Ethereum, they know Solana, they know of Base, they even know Binance Smart Chain. Like they used all those apps. They used all those blockchains, and doing it with the family was so fun. Actually, it was so much fun. It was it was really so much fun. They loved crypto. They still do. The one thing is my I don't know if you heard about this token called Pi.
Yes, I actually mine it.
Oh, you mine it? Simba does too, and I did too. So my brother introduced Pi to us, right? All of us, right? I didn't even know about Pi. He told me about Pi in 2020, and at that time I was already in crypto. I just didn't know about Pi because I'm like, okay, what is this mining thing? Mining, and the whole continent of Africa was mining Pi, right?
Really?
Everybody.
Very interesting.
Yes, they were mining Pi, and my family in England, they were mining Pi. So everybody knew they were going to be millionaires by the end of 2025, right? Because of Pi.
Oh my goodness gracious. I found out about Pi last year, late last year, and that's kind of when I in one of the spaces, and that's when I started mining it. But if
Really?
I would have known when it first came out, I would have probably started mining it earlier. Yeah, but I mine it every day. Like
Do
I get
you
that
really? Oh,
notification.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Nicholas, the founder, I probably, like most founders, we probably didn't see he didn't see how it would have how he it was billions of tokens. It's like XRP. And
Mhm.
a lot of my people, my community, they're pro XRP. I'm pro XRP. But if someone tells me XRP is gonna go to $100 tomorrow, I'm be like, okay, yeah. I'll just keep quiet. So when people are telling me Pi is gonna go to $100 when it launches, I was like, oh well, if you think it will, that's fine with you. But we know how tokenomics work, right?
Mhm.
Right. So When someone tells you that pie is going to be $100 at launch, you're just looking like, okay. We've
Alrighty.
been
I
talking.
mean,
I mean, if you believe that, then who am I to tell you not to believe it? So imagine everybody in my family, or even the people that surround me that I know back home, they were all believing pie was going to go to $100. So when pie launched, do you know how many people got disappointed that it did not even hit $10?
okay. So, do you think it's rare the one that does hit beyond $10 at launch? I don't think many do.
No, I mean, yeah, they we used to have in 20 you would be surprised, Les. In 2022, I think because maybe there were fewer launches then.
Yes. Okay.
It
So let me back that up.
yes,
This year, or late last year, this year, it's rare the one that goes over, just because
100%.
it's oversaturated.
Because of the memes. The memes have
Yeah.
made everything, yes. The memes
Mm,
are making everything, and everything look like, one second. Yeah. So yeah, the memes are making everything look okay. So I was sweating so hard. Yeah. So but it's
It's
too
because we're in the
saturated.
studio. People don't know we're in the studio. It's the lights.
It is the lights. They understand.
You're like, they don't understand how hot it gets with lights, and when you're
I
having to
know.
do this
Yeah.
podcast and stuff, and you have to
They,
put it like everybody's gonna be freezing except us.
I know, right? Right. Yeah, so I was like, and I saw a lot of people were like, okay, so we're just gonna hold on to this thing until 2030, because eventually it's gonna go up, and it's gonna go to $100. And I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody's, I mean, people, I'm still holding my tokens because I know my tokens will go up. You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
goes down has to go back up. If the market eventually has to rise.
Okay, so you are a big. Let's get into the XRP really quick. I'm going to derail the combo for a second because
Okay.
I believe, and I think it's written, well, it's biblical, right? We are
Yeah.
going to be moving into completely digital currency, one world digital asset. And I always joke that it's going to be XRP, and people call me crazy because there's people that don't like XRP. Then you have your Bitcoiner community. And I always say that Bitcoin was actually the Trojan horse that was like the setup to see how humans would adapt, to digital currency, etc. And that it was kind of like the Trojan horse that was set up by institutions, the government, not just one person. And that maybe
It could
there's
be
a
true.
possibility.
It could be true, girl.
What do you, okay, if there were to say, okay, there is going to be one digital currency and you had to pick one, which one do you think the possibility could be?
I'm like you. I mean, I love the XRP community.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I think I'll be interviewing an XRP millionaire sometime this month. I probably will. Yeah, I love the XRP community. And a lot of people believe that XRP is the chosen token to be, the one. It's just not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is for the ultra rich, BlackRock. It's moved up so high to where regular people, even if they just put $100 a month for the next 10 years, I mean, they're still probably not gonna hit the the, the $1 million that everybody thinks is enough to retire in. But if you put it in a token that makes sense, because think about it, 2026 has come by so quickly. If I started putting $100, which I did invest quite a bit in Bitcoin, right? But then when it hit a certain range, then at that time you start offloading. You start offloading because you're like, dang, it's gone so high. Like, are you sure it's gonna go higher? Yes, it eventually did. But you have already offloaded almost all. I mean, I offloaded everything on Bitcoin. So then I was like, if it's going to go to $1 million, which it is, Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. It's just a matter of time. A lot of people don't know that, but Bitcoin will go to $1 million. Uh, will it make sense for everybody to be using this currency? No. The one currency, and we're not going to do a CBDC. We're not having a centralized bank digital asset. It's not going to be centralized. The government has already shut that down. They've already voted in it. They said no, they're not accepting it. At least for now, it's not going to be centralized. Now, what I do know is they could be a decentralized one, because Britain is already working on something. Britain, Europe, but you know them, they do everything centralized. America knows way more about centralization, and they don't want anybody checking up on you when you go to the mailbox, and following, tracking you and all that good stuff. So centralized a CBDC is not going to work for America. Now, would XRP be the chosen one? I don't know, but I don't want to give XRP people hope. I do know this: stable coins are going to be, every bank and their mama and every big community is starting. Even PayPal, girl. PayPal now has their own
Their own token.
digital.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is gonna be a stable coin. So I'm not gonna give my XRP community all that hope and think they are the chosen ones, but then we're not gonna use their token all over the world. It's probably gonna be a USDC or USDT before XRP.
You think so? And you don't think stable? Okay, I've asked this question and I've been told no, and I'm like, you don't think that stable coin is similar to CBDCs?
Yeah, well, it's not. It's not, because if I send you $100 in USDC, I can track. I can track that I send it to you. But
Mhm.
what you do with it after that, if once you take it out, I don't know what you're gonna, like, once you take it out of your wallet, or once you take it out of the blockchain, I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
But centralized one, I don't think. I think it's monitored 24/7. I'm not probably explaining it the way it should be explained, but I feel like once the decentralized one is no, it's not the same. It's definitely not the same.
Okay, I like to trigger people on the timeline.
Go ahead. I'm ready,
because
girl.
because I always say, it's like, and then yesterday I posted that crypto is no longer decentralized
Oh,
because
you
I
really
am.
did. You do, but you've been doing that. What they
Brenda,
say?
you already know me, and
Yeah,
there are people
yeah,
that call
I
me
do.
dumb, or I'm talking, out of my behind or whatnot, and I respond with funny memes, funny gifs. But
Yeah,
I think we can definitely make the argument that it's like, if we do believe that Bitcoin was a Trojan horse, and what we're moving into, especially with all these guidelines, the regulations, everything that is coming through, we really truly preach decentralized. When we first got into the space, especially a few years ago,
mm,
and now it's like all these laws, everything that's passing. I do think that now crypto can be market manipulated, which, a few years it couldn't. And the reason that I say that is because, we cried for institutions to come in, politicians, government. And now that they're here, and now that they're really taking the reins of, what, we're going to move and create regulations around this, and it seems like we are moving a little bit more to being centralized and controlled, and the market manipulation. Now, I've been doing a lot of TA on the charts. Bitcoin, now you can tell where what it's doing. A few years you couldn't, because it was we the people that
yeah,
actually controlled it and moved it, and now it's not. So, do you think that we are moving to be more centralized versus decentralized? Or
So
I'll add to that.
to answer that, you a few years ago, it's like, for example, think about the dollar. The US dollar is $100, 100 years old asset, right?
Yeah.
Paper money has been here since the 1900s. It it's been tried and tested. So with the new asset that's come, the new asset class, it's still a baby. It's still learning how to walk. It's very, very volatile, right? It's
Mhm.
so volatile that um when you when the president makes a tweet, guess what? When he makes a tweet and says, "Oh, today Iran is gonna let us use Strait of Hormuz," guess what? Bitcoin's gonna go to $100,000, real quick, because it's purely on emotion. It's not an asset that I can even people that literally chat Bitcoin. I'm not sure how they do it because it's a very volatile asset. I don't know that it's what it would really put your blood pressure up. I've tried it. So but so I do know now. I do know a trader. He's a futures trader, and he's made seven figures because he knows how to he knows how to chart it really well. Now, what I can say is that because the fact that Bitcoin has already been I mean it's been tried and tested for now. I don't know that it's one that would eventually even be. I don't think it's centralized. I don't know. I don't see that many that it can be manipulated. Now,
Yeah.
can it be held down to where a lot of people want entry so um people can keep selling? Yeah, I mean Michael Saylor owns what, quite a bunch of it. But again, his wallet is open to all. If he sells, they'll know he's selling.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's manipulated to where you can literally manipulate it. No, because we don't know who is selling. Because Bitcoin, if someone sells, we all know who's selling.
These big institutions follow the money. What do we say when the whales are selling and they're moving it into Ethereum? And then you have these institutions buying it all back up. It's like follow the money. What are they
Wow,
doing?
very true. Very true. And that's why we have analysts. And then I mean, you've been on X longer in the last year more than I. So I haven't been following them.
Let
I
me
haven't
tell
been paying
you,
attention. Huh?
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes, when I take a few days off, it's just become a lot different than when I first started and you were here. And, there was a little bit more seriousness and
Yeah.
people trying to build, it's evolved right now. It is chaos and, oversaturated with the memes and
I thought the
people
memes died
running.
down last year a bit because Solana is trying to clean up its act.
Well, not over here. It's like they were going to have something called Meme Scope Monday, where it's like they go on this app and then see all of the things that are launching on Pump Fund and then try
What?
to, go in and go out, kind of extract it. It's become a dog eat dog world lately. It's like, whose head can we chop off first trying to make a buck? It's like,
It is crazy. Yeah. I mean, because they haven't had any substantial, I don't think anything has even run over 50 million market cap in the last 6 months.
it's been, and I haven't even been paying attention to meme coins because I started learning how to trade. So
Mhm.
right now that's what I'm doing.
Good,
And I
good.
think that I've actually made a lot more than going into meme coins. I think going
Yeah.
into meme coins, either somebody told you when to go in, you went early and you made a buck. Now it's like you're basically everyone's exit liquidity. You get one and it's like go in. By the time that I get it, I always feel like I'm exit liquidity. So I don't even
Yeah.
go in them
And
anymore.
yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, meme coins was insider information. If you're not, if
Mhm.
you don't know anybody on the team, then I don't get it. I never got into meme coin. I didn't know anybody that because they're setting they set people up for failure.
Yeah.
And it started hitting me hard when I was realizing, especially in 20, was it 2022, they weren't that prevalent. 2023, i was I was right at the beginning of what was that, the one that really blew up to $1 billion market cap? I forget the name, but anyway, whatever the name of that meme was, I was right at the beginning of it. And I was like, I'm not getting in this, I'm not getting in this. But eventually when I did, everybody that everybody and their mama was getting in. So it was one of those where if I knew the people that put it together, girl, we would not be sitting here having this conversation.
Wait,
I
is
would
it the Pepe? Is it the
be,
Pepe one?
yes, 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 yes. I would be
That
somewhere in Miami in yeah.
we would be in the beach somewhere. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think we've had one like that one. I think there have been a lot that have come close, but there are people that are still loving and obsessed with the Pepe and still believe that Pepe can come back.
What is it at now?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Yeah, let me see.
I haven't looked. Oh my God, I haven't seen Dex Screener in a minute.
Let me go here. Pepe. Oh, it's 1.4 billion market cap. Not too bad, to be honest.
No, is that the based one?
This is original. Is there another based one? This is the
Oh,
main
that's
one
the one that I was looking at. Pepe on ETH.
on ETH. Yeah, 1.4 billion. That's really not bad in a bear market, actually.
A lot of people made money on that one. That is the
And
first one. Do you remember that was the first one that somebody put $27 and made what,
six
millions or
million.
billions?
I think it was 6
Something.
million. Yeah, 6 to 7. Yeah.
I was like, to have been
Leslie,
in that early.
Leslie, I was right. I was right there. The guy was tweeting about it for 6 weeks when it was literally less than a million market cap.
I was there too, and let me tell you, they were holding spaces about it during
Yeah,
at that time, and I
yeah.
remember I saw it under 100K market cap and then
Wow.
under a
Yeah.
million. And I didn't get in till after. I think I got in
Me-
probably between 1 to 2 million.
No, that you were even early. I laughed at it because I was like, It's not going anywhere." So when the
Yeah.
guy was inside, he told me, "Get in now." I didn't look. I didn't look again. The next thing I looked, it was 20 million. That's why I got in at 20. So we did make some because we held until it went to 600 million market cap. But I had those opportunities, Leslie, like that one, maybe 5 times. 5 times. But then check this out. One of the memes that this one guy that I've known for a while did, he told us, it's not gonna go anywhere. Let's just sell it. Let's sell it, right? So we did, right? And guess what? 2 months later, Elon Musk tweeted it. And it went crazy. Leslie, we looked at our wallets and he was doing the math and he says, Cryptomom, had you held what you had, we would have had $6 million.
Oh my God.
I
How
said,
does
it
that
wasn't my
make you
time.
feel?
Huh?
I said, how does that make you feel
Girl,
knowing
I
that
was
you,
like, we were, Imani and I were like, it wasn't our time. I was like, devil, you're a liar. Devil, you're a and he kept reminding me. He said, that was our moment. That was our moment. Because Elon Musk tweeted it all the way, like he tweeted it for more than 2 or 3, like he probably tweeted it more than once.
my God, that's what I've missed a few. I've been in that same predicament too, but I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to think
Yeah,
about like
we
what
don't lose
if,
sleep
could have,
over it.
should have.
Yes, because God has
I
way more opportunities for us.
I round trip so many things
Me
and,
too.
not taking profits. And this year, I'm like, if I go into anything, I'm not going to care about people shaming me at the end of the day because this is what we're in. I go in and I feel I need to take profits at certain points. I am going to take those profits regardless of what people say. I mean, it's open, right? You just go in,
Yeah,
go
you
out.
have
It's
to.
like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've learned, and I did that with my token, and a lot of, I mean, like I said, a lot of the people that sold and left, I'm so glad they did, because now, when when markets turn around, you're like, okay, now I have people that can actually hold a token. Everybody that left, they've left. So yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Now, talking about this, I know that there's a difference, right, between chasing opportunity and answering a calling.
Yeah.
When did you realize that this was deeper than just money for you? Because now you have like a whole enterprise. It's like you are out there and you are going to events, you're doing public speaking, you're an advocate for generational wealth, you are building a business, you're bridging traditional finance and the gap between that and traditional finance and blockchain. And then you're also building a media, Gentry media. And so at what point did you say, you know what, this is my calling, this is the legacy that I want to build?
I felt like I wanted to see people like me in tech, especially in tech, because if no one understands stable coins, and in 5 years everybody will need to know what a stable coin is, guess what? You're gonna need someone to educate them on that. You're gonna need someone who actually understands it and has been there. So you will need to be a trusted voice, so when they call and ask you, well, how does this even work, then you at least know, and I've been there. And not only have I been there, Leslie, we have a background. So the background in banking really stabilized that the name, the brand, because we were in a very high compliant space, highly regulated. The industry is very highly regulated. So when you go from that and then you're going to another industry that's mostly, I would say, I used to tell people crypto is a marriage between tech and money. It's just money, tech and money together, joining together, and then you have crypto. I mean, traditional money, right?
Yeah.
And the way the technology is just regular, it's technology built on the blockchain. So then you have this crypto that is exciting. And not only that, now everybody is talking about adding AI into blockchain and AI are actually hand in hand now. So you go from one emerging tech industry, then you're already in talking about AI because you've been in the space and you understand the tech. And then now people are not even talking about, people who are talking about AI, I feel like don't know that there's quantum computing coming now. The quantum computing risk, whereas is what now we are talking about. But guess what? The regular people are still talking about blockchain. Other people are still talking about AI. But guess what? The banks and the institutions are now thinking about quantum computing, because with quantum computing, our regular computer is probably what our regular computer will take 50 years to do. Quantum computing can do that in a day. So I like technology for that reason, because I want to be able to explain it to people who don't understand it. And if I can
Yeah.
explain it to people who don't understand it, and I'm telling you, Leslie, for a fact, minorities are always very skeptical about, especially for African Americans, we're very skeptical about tech. with their very skeptical, and I do understand a lot of it. The industry was so full of scams that nobody wants to deal with it. Nobody wants to deal with this whole shenanigans. People just want to do their 9 to 5 and go home without having to deal with it. But if it's going to be the future, then you might as well learn about it early.
So, okay, I love that you're talking about quantum computing because we know and we understand the entities and the governments that are working quantum computing and incorporating blockchain. And what people don't understand about the quantum computing is that I learned this recently. Well, not recently, a while last year when we were in spaces, and Charles Hoskinson was talking about building something with quantum computing, etc., to protect it, because he was educating the people and talking how the quantum computers, once they start coming into the space, they have the capability to reverse engineer a private key from a public key. Therefore, your wallet can be exposed, your funds can be stolen. And I don't remember exactly what he was working on, but I know that he was working on something to bring in and help develop it with blockchain or something like that, the algorithms, therefore to create a security so that wouldn't happen. And while people are building all this stuff, blockchain, and moving forward on trying to expand blockchain and wallets, etc., and they're not focusing on quantum computing, then you have other people over here building for that to come and hack into your blockchain and system and steal your stuff, just like regular Web 2. So that's kind of where I mean too, like, are we really truly decentralized, or are we becoming a point where we're not, and people are going to be able to hack into our things? Because at the end of the day, it's technology, isn't it? Or am I too far off?
No, it's actually it's something that the Bitcoin community has been really working on, and I was listening, just like when you're listening to Cardano founder, and he's talking about what they're building to prevent that. Michael Saylor was being asked, "Are you not afraid that quantum computing would come and like throw away, or just destabilize everything you've been building? I mean, you've been investing in." And he said no, because guess what? They're putting so much money in research and anti quantum computing risks that they're not even worried about it, right? Well, I know someone who's actually building a quantum computer himself, very, very genius guy. And China is paying this American scientist to work on quantum computing. That's how far advanced China is. America, we're still again on AI, but China is paying scientists in the US to do research and tell them, how will this affect my business or my world? How will quantum computing, how can it be better? And that's what I'm saying. We have when it comes to advancement, and I'm glad that the president is talking about it. We are a little bit behind, especially when it comes to tech, not just for minorities, but in the country as a whole. We are behind. If we're trying to compete with China, we can't compete with China. They are very far ahead.
Do you know how many spaces I've been in that I've gone into arguments with people when I tell them that China is a lot more advanced than we are, and they say that that is not true? I mean, come on, they have stuff where you just put around your knees and your hips and it can make you jump higher, run faster, all that stuff. Where do you see that stuff here? It's like they're already scanning the children's faces when they go to school to make sure that
I
that's the
saw that.
appropriate child that needs to go to school, and they're scanning their face during lunch, and then making sure that they have proper balance in their bank or whatever.
Did I lose you? Leslie, I lost you.
I'm back. Am I
Did I
here?
lose
Can
you,
you hear me?
Leslie? Yeah. Yeah. Let me check this thing. 1 second. I can hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, and this is some of the things that we get into, or I get into it with some of the people in spaces. I'm like, if you're not seeing the reality of things, then I don't know what to say. But the beast is out there and it's been working something, behind the scenes.
Internet was a bit. Sorry. Go ahead.
But this is some of the stuff that I get into with a lot of people on, when we're having spaces and I'm talking about, and it's, yeah, sometimes how I can be. I try to be a little bit of a contrarian just to spark a debate and a
And
conversation.
you like to throw, yeah, because you have to add those questions that like what ifs, the what ifs, because if no one's asking them, who's gonna ask?
Exactly. Absolutely. Now, okay, so moving on a little bit, because I know this hour is going by super fast. It went by fast. So I just have,
I'm having so much fun. You need to come on my show though. You need to come
okay,
on my show.
yes, I am absolutely coming on your show, and then we'll stream it everywhere. I'll
Yes,
put it on here as well
yes,
because it is a
for
lot of
sure.
fun. But okay, so I have another question for you.
Okay, girl.
Because you've been through it,
I'm
through
telling you.
it. Oh my gosh. And 2025 was not an easy year for you either. And for people that
But,
have left, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say I turned 50 in 2025. I turned 50, and in my 50 years, no year has really I haven't been tried and tested like 2025 did. So I'm just gonna say 2025 let me know that I'm going so much higher, because that year, if I didn't like in 2025, then everything else is, it's all upwards from here.
Yeah, girl. I think 2025 tried a lot of us, and a little bit about this year, but
Yeah.
2025 was a trying year. I know a little bit about it. If it's taught, now that you're looking back, if it's taught you anything and taken one thing that you want to push forward, and, any advice to continue to tell people to continue and to keep motivated and not let go through that
So
trial.
yeah, so one thing that I did, I'm very trusting. I'm a very trusting person. I have this business partner who, I mean, I had worked with him before, previously in 2024. So 2025, when he came and, asked for marketing, and I said, yeah, let's do this. But then he said, well, I'll pay you after after the fact, which I did not know that it would take 8 months for this whole journey, um of having to do this daily and putting, and literally everything that was asked I did, and I went far above beyond. Now what I did was, I knew, my daughter says she had a gut feeling. She had a gut feeling he had an ulterior motive, and because he kept saying, oh, you're so popular on X, you're so popular here, um if this campaign doesn't go well, at least, we'll just fault you for it. And I'm like, no, you can fault me for a campaign not going well, when I'm obviously, all the founders that I have worked with, I always tell them this is what we propose, and if they accept, then good. If they don't blame me for not going with what I propose. At the end of the day, I'm just here. You're my client. I'll propose to you. Do you want to do things a certain way? If you don't want it, don't blame that on me. So I was writing down all the things that I had proposed and were getting shut down. Everything I proposed was getting shut down, right? So yeah, when the and I knew it was, I didn't even know, I knew towards the end of the campaign
Mhm.
that he was actually going to not launch, like literally not like take away with people's money. So I started warning people, all these people that I brought in that knew me. I was like, oh my god, this is not good. This is not good. This guy is not planning to launch, and to this day, Leslie, he still never launched. But he went to X and he knew someone at X and told them, because I didn't say my truth because I was waiting for the time to say my truth. He went and told them, no, suspend her account, suspend suspend all my account, all the accounts on my IP, right? So that incident taught me not to trust people the way I was. I was very trusting. I was very, very trusting, and it was a moment where I was taken aback because
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, you're a millionaire. Like, why are you doing this? Like, you have the money and you don't want to pay. You don't want to pay, and then you want to take money away from people who have their hard-earned money, and then you want to turn around and say it's because the campaign failed. So it was a year of there was. So when that happened, I just took a sabbatical, and I went deeper into my faith, and I just spend more time with my heavenly Father, and like I do, I just spend more time getting closer to Jesus, and it's built me up. So I'm ready for my next phase. Yeah,
I always say that, through your storm, you adhere a lot more tools and resources. Every storm that you go through, it's like you're building for your tool set, your toolkit for
yes,
whatever
yes.
next storm or whatever the next thing that's coming. But I mean, that was very tough. So, what advice would you give us, especially in this space we're seeing over and over where people, it's like, you know what, we'll give you allocation or we'll give you this to work with you.
For free, yeah.
It basically worked for free. What advice would you tell people, especially the new people that are coming in, the ones that are building their account, that are trying to be seen and they're willing to give up their time and do certain things for free? And you're like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna kind of
I've learned, and my girls had always told me, and my one of my business colleagues, his name is Nima. You need to meet Nima. He's such a good soul. He kept telling me, Crypto Mom, you're too nice. You're too nice. Do not.
yeah.
Why you keep doing this? Why you keep doing this? Can't keep working for free. So now, what I do when we sign that document, I am not proceeding until you pay me before we, like you at
Yeah.
least put a down payment. Yeah, put a down payment.
Put a
So then
freaking
my
down.
advice is don't work for free. Don't work for free. Sign the documents, get a deposit.
Get a deposit. Don't work for free. Oh my
Yes.
goodness gracious. Hold on. I'm gonna change cameras because technology. Don't we freaking love?
Honey, girl, I hear you. I hear you. I love this because Leslie, I want to do an hour with you too. I want to do an hour.
Yeah, the other camera went out. Yeah, I thought I charged it. I did. So I mean, you gotta have backups to the backups, don't we?
Yeah.
But okay, yes, I do want to do an hour. Okay, because we're up for the hour, and I want to do a quick. Do you have time to do a rapid fire with me? This and
What's
that.
a rapid fire, girl?
It's where I ask you this and that, and then you can't think about it. You just like, okay,
Okay, yeah,
got
sure. You girl, yeah, yeah. I'm ready. I'm born ready.
your bone ready. Okay, I'm pulling up the rapid fire.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! You hear me dropping everything over here?
I see. I do. I do.
Oh my god! This is what happens when you go away and then come back, and you're
I
like,
know, right?
you go away and come back. But okay, rapid fire.
Mhm.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Get set, go. Okay, bull market or bear market?
Bear market.
Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Ethereum.
Long term hold or active trading?
Long term. Actually, both. Can I say both?
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
Faith or logic?
Faith.
Risk or security?
Risk.
Build in silence or build in public?
Build in silence for sure.
Legacy or lifestyle?
Legacy.
Traditional finance or decentralized finance?
Decentralized all the way.
All the way. Early mornings or late nights?
Late nights.
Lead or follow?
Lead 100%.
100%. Now, if somebody was to watch the show,
Yeah, I'm gonna
months
share it
later,
to my
you're
team.
uh what parting words, Brenda, would you leave us with?
With this, with the new emerging, any new emerging technology, you want to be at the forefront of it, because there are opportunities there that may not come around when mainstream gets in. So
Yeah.
the earlier you can learn about it and find out whether it be, people think maybe emerging tech is only about coding. No, they need marketers, they need media people like you, Les. They need a lot of other things that involves the industry, right? And you just want to place yourself there so that when that opportunity comes, then you're ready. You know what I'm saying? And not just be thinking one way, I'm just going to do this until I retire, until I'm 68. No, I can't do that. I like to do different I like to do different things and learn different technologies, because I still, when we have grandkids, we want to be able to say, hey, granny was there when Bitcoin was not even being
Mhm.
talked about on TV, and now everybody's talking about Bitcoin.
Exactly. And just a life question, for us standing on the edge sometimes, for any person that's watching right now, standing at the edge of a life changing decision, what will you tell them about trusting the next step?
Oh, faith. If I always, when you have the gut feeling that it's what you need to do, you just have to trust the process and have faith. Just have faith.
Have faith and never lose faith.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Brenda.
Leslie, you've been saying that for years. You know that, right? I don't even know how to say it, but you've been saying it for years.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how. I know how because there was a point, remember, where you would be like motor and you would call me motor.
Yeah,
And then I just started calling you Brenda. I was like,
yeah.
Brenda.
I remember. And there's something else you like to say too, and I forgot. I can't. It's not. I can't remember off the top of my head. But when I do, I'll let you know.
Wait, I don't remember what else I used to say. Okay, Brenda, I don't remember, but it's been a minute.
I'm so. What I can't even say it. I can't say it the way you say it. I'm so freaking lutely. I can even.
Absolutely.
I can. And you say it
Absolutely.
so fast
Oh my God, I have been saying that for years.
for a long time. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So before we
Oh
part
yes, I know
ways,
what you like to say too. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
I used to say that. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. So
I like
before we part ways, I typically bring up all the comments when I'm doing the rapid fire and I forgot, but
Oh,
there's a lot of people on X that showed up today. So want to give them a quick shout out. I see my Tammy Boo. One day you'll meet her. I no wait, do you know Tammy? She's amazing.
I
We have
probably have seen her on X.
in
Yeah,
the
maybe.
Yes, you probably have. We had based in there AJ, super supportive, Momville Tech, Gatito, Sky, Flux. We have Mike in the house and John. Oh my goodness.
Tammy, we
Tammy,
love you too.
we love you, but I do want to get you back on soon. And
No,
I'm
we
going
have to do. Yes, we have to, because now my Gentry media has really taken off on Instagram. So what we want to do, we want to have it also back on X, and get you on there, and then on YouTube as well.
So, Brenda, what's next for you and your family, and where can people follow you? I just have your LinkedIn on here, but tell us what is next for Brenda. What do people need to do? Tell them what to do, and they'll do it.
Oh wow, I love you people. I love my my community on any social. So we just started a YouTube, and I'm going to, it should be on my LinkedIn or maybe not.
Here, let
But
me pull it up. Hold on.
yeah.
Well, you're telling us where to do. Tell us about your because you're doing consulting work right now.
Yes, I'm doing consulting, and those, some of them are very, those companies that I'm talking to are governmental. So some of those contracts we can't really talk about.
You're
But
like,
yeah,
not yet. So everybody, if you are not
thank you,
following
Mike.
Brenda Gentry, get your bums and your fingers to LinkedIn.
Yes, I'm not on X, so LinkedIn is it. And okay, I'm on Instagram as well. So IG is Mrs. No, actually Mrs. Brenda Gentry, my real name on IG. MRS Brenda Gentry.
Oh, I love this picture. Okay,
Do
guys,
you
go to
really? We were together on that
brendagentry.com.
day. Leslie, remember that time you were doing in Austin, we met and we took a picture when you
Yes.
were going? Yes, yes, that was the same day. That was the day I took that picture.
Oh my God, where I was running, I was hot and
Yes,
sweaty because I was running behind and we were going to do a live streaming show.
you were gonna, yes, you were gonna do a live stream.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, go to her site, Brenda Gentry. You can book a consultation, learn her story, more about her, her services. Because if you're not consulting with Brenda Gentry, what the fudge are you even doing with your life? Okay, and then now let's go to
Too
Instagram. Let me
funny.
see.
She's too funny.
Brenda, what the heck are they doing with their lives, right?
I mean, things are about to go from 0 to 100 real quick
Real
here
quick.
in this space, in this tech space. Do you know when we get the new Fed chairman in May? I am gonna tell you, Leslie, that's when you're not gonna know the market's manipulated, because for some reason that interest rate is gonna drop to zero. I don't know how it's gonna do it, but it
Wait,
will.
you really think so?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He's. I mean, but you gotta remember the primaries are coming up in December. They don't want to lose, especially with gas prices so high. They're gonna figure a way to drop interest rates.
Okay, I'm logging into Instagram because it's not letting me show it without logging in, so
No,
I
no,
haven't
no,
shared
no.
that
That's
screen
fine.
yet.
Just, it's okay. It's MRS Brenda Gentry. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was
I'm
this
telling you,
one?
although I don't see Bitcoin doing any kind of movement until 2027, but I feel like the Feds are gonna have to do some shocking the markets a bit. So we'll see. Let's wait and see what happens when he comes in on May. And yeah. And when we get back together on my show, then we can talk about whether we think that the are they really manipulating it. We'll know. We'll know.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I think we should do a show with you, Tammy and I, and talk about this because I know Tammy loves to talk about this. Tammy loves to talk about finance,
Oh wow,
um,
yes.
the manipulation, and you will have an amazing time with Tammy too. I know she will love it. Okay, guys, this is Brenda on Instagram, Ms. Brenda Gentry. And
Yes.
then she has her Gentry Media, which I was looking at the other day, which
Okay.
I am following.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll follow you back. And
This
I'm
is
gonna
where you
start
get.
posting more from Gentry Media.
I love this. I was watching it too because I was trying to do the video and I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what is my girl up to? Guys, blockchain and AI insights.
And I started that account in 2022 and I kind of like left it alone. I'm gonna start posting more on it though.
I love it. So what is next for Brenda Gentry, the Gentrys, and all of the above?
Leslie, you're gonna be right there with us. You're gonna be high-fiving on that next level of life that we have attained and that God has blessed us with. We are blessed and highly favored. We are the head and not the tail. So we're gonna be at the top.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen to that. And let me tell you, you have such an amazing support system too. And
Thank
guys, what
you.
people don't know, Brenda has such an amazing support system. And then, Simba, your hubby, was behind the scenes helping with your microphone, helping set up. It was
Yeah.
such a sweet thing to see. I love it. Tammy, the same thing. Tammy, her husband is the same. Her husband is behind the scenes
Oh,
helping her with the
nice.
microphone. I was like, I'm gonna be right there soon.
Yeah, yeah. Tammy just said I used to go to just Crypto and Coffee, but
Yep.
I haven't been on X. I'm gonna come with my new handle. I will come. I didn't know
Yes.
you are a banker, Miss Tammy. I did not know that.
She was in the financing
Oh, wow.
industry, and lately she's been doing financing articles. She's been writing a lot of amazing stuff, and correlating it with DeFi.
Oh, we need to
Um,
do. Yeah, we need to do a show together for sure.
you know what? I'll set it up if you have time towards the end of the month again,
Yes.
after Bitcoin.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna be in Vegas for Bitcoin for Vegas, but we can always go live when I'm there. Yes.
I'll be at Las Vegas too. Bitcoin.
Wait, what?
Yes,
Okay,
I got my press pass approved. So I am.
okay. I gotta tell you, we need to do. There's an interview, a good interview that I just landed, and I want you to be on it. I want you to be on it.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
you're gonna
gonna.
have to tell me.
Yeah, you're gonna come into the studio. You're gonna come into the Gentry Media Studio for that one, honey.
Girl, I already told you. Anytime you want me to report or do anything for Gentry Media,
Leslie, I'm so excited.
I'm right
Yeah.
there, girl.
Huh?
I said, I'm excited and I'm right there with everything that you're doing and you're building with the girls,
Yes.
with the family. It's like I'm one of your huge support system.
Yes, you've been all, and God bless you. I appreciate you.
Oh, I love you so much. But Brenda,
Love
I
you.
don't want to take a lot of your time. I know we've been here. I'm definitely coming back on your show. I am
Yes.
going to send you dates, Tammy, and then, we can do the financing show.
Yes.
And in between then, though, I am definitely going to see you in Vegas. Is the family coming too?
Oh, they're tagging along, both of them.
I can't, people don't know, but it's like your daughters are my nieces.
Yes, they don't know that you've been their auntie since they were babies.
Yes. So
Before
I
they
can't wait to see
graduated.
the
Now
girls.
they're
Oh my
grown
God.
women. Yeah, they love you. They love you.
They grow up so fast. Brenda, I want to thank you again for your time because I know your time is valuable. Time is money,
You're
and you've been
you're
very
so
busy.
welcome. For you, honey, I make time. I love it. I
And
love you,
for you,
Leslie.
I love you too. And I will make all the time. So, guys, you will see Brenda and I together again on her show for the
Yes,
next episode of,
yes.
Brenda Gentry. Tell them about your YouTube. Oh, we didn't even show them your YouTube, Brenda.
Don't surprise them, Leslie. Surprise
Okay,
them.
we'll
Don't show
surprise
it.
them. Don't show. Okay, we'll surprise them. Okay,
Yeah,
I won't show them your YouTube. We'll surprise them. And
yeah.
then everyone, if you're not following Brenda, please make sure that you do follow her. As soon as you get your ex back up, or if you're having to create another account, we'll start putting it out there, promoting it. Brenda, again, love you so
Yes.
much. Thank you for
I
coming
love
on my
you.
show.
I love you. God bless you. Kiss the
God
family
bless you
for me.
too. I will.
Okay.
Everyone, remember, stay unscripted, and you'll see Brenda and I back together again pretty soon. Take
Yes,
care, everyone.
yes. Thank you for your time, Leslie. God bless you.
Thank you, babes.
Thanks.
Okay.